Hey, I'm Crystal. Welcome to Matti Makes. Today, I'm going to show you what to do with yarn after we have plied it up. You can check my last two videos where I spun the gray ombre yarn, sheep's fleece into singles and plied it together. So today, we're going to take a nitty knotty. You can make these out of PVC pipe. This is the Kromsky one that goes with my Kromsky spinning wheel. The bars are perpendicular, and I believe this does 1.5 yards skein. So yarn's down here. This is coming off my jumbo flyer here. If we notice on the nitty knotty, there's a smooth side and then a bump. Likewise on the smooth side and a bump and some damage. I like just wrapping it around to lock it in on one of the bump sides. Doesn't matter which one. Then you go down, up, over the other side, down, up, over. And those wraps should be enough so where I can tie the ends off when I'm done. So now that that's established, okay, so go down, be careful not to overlap the ends. You can also tie them off on the center bar. But always make sure you're following the same route around. Even though this one looks funny because this is where we tie it off, so we want that one to look a little weird. So back down to where you can see me. So it's a really good forearm workout as you get into the rhythm of wrapping this yarn up. This is where you also feel if you did an even spin of yarn, if it feels all about the same as it goes through your hand. But this method works with just any yarn that you've spun up, even if you just have spun singles and you want to finish the singles. Because the yarn isn't finished until it's been set. So to do that, like I said, we need to wash it and we're going to thwack it to full it out because we are knitting socks with this one and I want the yarn to puff up a little bit. That'll just make a cozier pair of socks. And since we did a woolen spin on this anyway, it should lead really well to being fulled. You know, you didn't overspin it when it's hanging so nice. To the end of the yarn and we pulled it through from the leader, just snapped it in half. Now, I'm just gonna lay this one up since the other end's all underneath here. And I'll tie those two off together in a bit. But right now, let's tie off the rest of this skein and get it off of the nitty knotty. Okay, this is my bag of extra things, including ties from other projects. So to tie off, since this is a pretty big skein, we're gonna do third. So break third and third. It's okay if they get all crossy, that'll sort itself out, but okay. We want the tie centered here. So tie here, underneath, and if we don't see it really well this time, I'll do it again. So it's going around this third, on the third on the edge. This bottom part's gonna come up between these two thirds and around this one. So both ends are in the middle. And I'm just gonna make a bow. Tie an overhand knot and a bow, and that will secure that part. Now let me do it where we're a little bit more stable. So we kind of want to go through halfway on each side. So here, we'll do turn more like this. Can you see that? Yes, you can. So the other knot's right here. So we're just gonna go third. And a third. So I got my fingers through there. So tie it. So we're gonna go under, around, through again. This piece is gonna go over. So the one under is going to go through here. Through, around, and then up. So you see that? Simple overhand knot. Really trying hard to keep it in your view here. And a bitsy bow. Now let's try something a little darker. It'll be easier to see. There's another strand of wool. So third. And play with them a little bit so they feel fairly even. So we want the bow right centered here. So here, this will go underneath, back through the hole, up on the other side, right? Open this back up. It's like a shed when you're weaving here. Back through this way. Loop, loop, and a bow. All right, let's do it one more time. And then when I pull it off, I'll tie the loose ends together. So I got this pink one again here. So here, there's a lot of yarn here. All right. So through, around, through that one, up through this shed. Careful not to lose that end. Back around. Ignore the fly in the room. That's what happens when you live next to horses. Okay, up and around, through, and there. So that's all tied off. Now, we're going to gently pry it off this side. And you feel it really do a big release, right? So I'm laying it out. So it's falling 3, and we see it's tied off here. So we just want to pull that part off. Remove the nitty naughty entirely. They can go hang out with Lazy Kate. Weird names for these things, right? All right, and I think I liked having some of that light, so I'll turn that back on. All right. So there's this end. So here are the 2 ends. That dang fly drive me crazy. So since these ends are, let me see them here. Oh, that's a little better. Okay. Since these ends are really long, we're gonna actually go under. And we'll just do a butterfly with them. Leave that one on top. Take this one under, around, so it locks this one off, but still making it loose enough that it's not going to pull tight when I restring it. Okay, I'm going to go back over the top, under, over, back through, see, under it. And now that gets this one about the same length as the other one. And we're just gonna do a surgeon's knot. So one right over left, then left over, over twice, and gently pull that down. And if we can't get that off, they're short enough, we can cut them. It's not gonna be a big deal. Okay, so we got the yarn. This is gonna be, you see how much there. I have normal size woman hands, so this is a lot of yarn. We could do a pair of socks that go up to our, past our knees with this, no problem. I probably wouldn't wear them if they were that high, but could do it. So, off to the washes. Hello, so the next step is to wash the yarn. Now that we got it all nice in a skein, I have 2 buckets here. They have just over a gallon of water in them each. Same temperature, it's just hand warm. And I'm going to use Darn Good Yarn's yarn laundry soap. Dishwasher soap would, or dishwasher liquid would work, or any of your any other yarn soap. We just need a little squirt since there's not much in here. So one's our wash water, one's our rinse water. And I'm just gently mixing the soap up, trying not to get any suds. So this is sandalwood fragrance, and definitely a sandalwood fragrance. Oh my goodness. Hope it dissipates a little bit on the yarn. So we're just gonna plop the yarn in. Remember, that's all tied up. So hopefully if you're washing your yarn that you just spun, that's all tied up too. If not, you get a big wet mess. Okay, and I'm just gently pushing this in, allowing the wool to absorb the water. And there we are, just allowing the wool to absorb the water. Moving it around a little bit. We don't want to agitate. I said we don't want to agitate or move it around too much because it will felt together. It's 100% wool. Also doesn't need that much of a wash. Basically, we're just getting the fibers wet so they can remember that they are spun into yarn and no longer, you know, just part of the animal. Likewise, after you knit a project, sock, scarf, hat, whatever, you should repeat this process so the yarn can now remember that it is has knit stitches or crocheted stitches. It's all about the memory. Okay, so I squeezed it out. All right, so this is just a basin of clean water, same temperature. We're not trying to shock this yet. So see if there's any soap that comes out of it. And I squeezed this pretty good, and I don't see any shadow. And that soap left the water cloudy, and this does not. So I think one rinse, we should all be good. It's pretty sitting there in the water. All right, pull it on out. And I'm just doubling it on itself and gently squeezing the water out. I did before, just gently squeezing it. Now you can run this through like your salad spinner. I don't really want to unearth mine. Not for one thing of yarn. Squeezed it out with my hands. Now, move this aside. All right. A table or hard surface would work better, but I'm trying to get a good serviceable film set up here. I didn't have anywhere else. So I wanted to fold this yarn a little bit, make it a little fluffier for when we knit socks. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to just have it in my hand like this and whap it against the box, and then rotate and whap, rotate and whap. So each section of the yarn gets one good hit, or two good, well, probably two good hits on here. So making sure that you can all see me hit. I'll be like this, I can swing it. It's better if you can get a good swing around. I'm definitely gonna change the sound on this. Hit, move your hand down about a foot, hit. This is approximately a 2-yard skein. So I have to move my hand around 6 times to go all the way around. And within doing this, I can see that whatever over twisting I had is being hit out. Things aren't really bumbling back on themselves. It's hanging pretty nice. I'm also getting some water out of it. And I'm stepping forward my foot so the box doesn't move. It's also doing a really good job to shock the yarn. Oh, it's getting so fluffy. All right, now that last one was weak. Okay, anyway. We are good. Oh, if I can hold it, you can see it. There you go. We're good and fluffy. You see the different tones in it. In this slide, it does look more brown. It didn't look brown inside, but we have a nice overcast day. So I'm gonna find a nice place to hang this, and in the morning it should be dry.